For all the things that Jeremy just said, but all of us here, Rabbi Saneo, we say Modim Anachnu Lach. David.
Yeah, I'm grateful that, I just sort of came on a whim to Shul in a while, go. And I'm grateful to find all these people there and see my old friend Rabbi Sani and
Yeah.
It's a real treat.
Yes, as you read BJC now, you just immediately forgot it. You immediately forgot, but then you can't. It worked out. Look at that.
And now we know how to get Slachter to shul.
Yeah. We say for the coincidence, the lucky coincidence of you being here, we say Modim Anachnu Lach. And I'll share that we've been living in an apartment for the last 6 months as we renovate our home, and we are starting to move in this weekend. I think by the end of this weekend, we'll be moved in. So I am very grateful. And so Modim Anachnu Lach. Well, for all these gifts, we thank you, O God. We sing your praises and we say, Amen. Dogma, the 1999 Kevin Smith comedy. Perhaps you've seen it. I see some people laughing. It's a comedy that critiques, yet you could say loves religion. It's definitely inappropriate. You three don't watch it yet, but it is funny, it's irreverent, it's about two renegade angels who are banished from heaven and find a loophole to get back in, but it could cause destruction for the whole world. And it stars Alan Rickman, the famous Alan Rickman, as the Metatron, the voice of God. In this movie, humans literally, they cannot hear the voice of God, or else their heads will explode. Now, it's a movie about Catholicism, but it resonates with Judaism. The Metatron appears in Talmud and mystical writings. And more importantly, I think, in the Torah itself, it says that the people need Moses as an interpreter between them and God. Now, it doesn't say that their heads will explode, but it does say that hearing God's voice can be too much. It can be too much to get close to God, and yet that's what we strive for. We strive for that, maybe that unity or that understanding of being close to God. And we see this tension in our Torah portion between the proximity and distance to God. Re'eh, our Torah portion, which has laws on everything, kashrut and tithes and courts and priests, fair wages, holy days, and includes laws on prophets, false prophets, and idols. It says to only follow God. Acharei Adonai Elohechem telechu. It is the eternal your God alone whom you should follow, whom you should revere. Only God's commandments do you observe. Only follow God. Don't follow any other gods. Don't follow false prophets. That guy in the street saying that he's hearing God, you don't follow him. But the Talmud asks a question. Because a few chapters previously in Deuteronomy, it says that God is a devouring fire. So the Talmud asks, how can we follow God who is this devouring fire? How do we get close to God if we'll get burned? Like in Dogma, our heads might explode. And so the rabbi who asks it, Rabbi Chama, he answers his own question. He says, we follow God by following God's attributes. Perhaps you've heard this before. Just as God clothes the naked, we clothe the naked. As God visits the sick, we visit the sick. God comforts the bereaved, we comfort the bereaved. To follow God means we do these divine things. We take care of others. We build a sacred community, a community of trust. That's how we get close to God. So my charge this evening, which is to every Jew or Jewish adjacent person, anyone who's in this community taking on or exploring a life of Torah, is to follow God, to serve as a partner with God by visiting the sick, mourning with the bereaved, fixing our broken world. And while it's everyone's responsibility, every person in this room, so much more is it the responsibility for those on the board of trustees. We thank our outgoing board, led by our immediate past president, Izzy Resti, a board that showed us how to follow in God's ways. And now a new board steps up, led by co-presidents Ken Fine and Ted Posner. This new board, you have already led us. You've already shown us. You've been volunteers, you've donated time and resources, you've stepped up again and again. And now you take on a sacred responsibility. You're caring for our Kahila Kadosha, our holy community. You're our caretakers. You have that fiduciary responsibility, and it's a holy, heavy duty. And beyond that, you're our role models. You can show us how to walk in God's ways. You can show up to help the bereaved during Shiva. You can be there to send notes to the sick. You can set up chairs for an event when we need it. You can welcome new guests. You can learn together and teach us your Torah. All the possibilities of walking in God's ways. It can be a solemn burden, this role of leadership. And as my teacher, Rabbi Larry Hoffman, tells us, the work is so incredibly rewarding. You get the chance to create communities of healing and learning. You get to build social networks that rely on each other. You get to find meaning and purpose in sacred relationship. So not only will your head not explode, but you will grow in heart and mind and soul. May we each follow in God's ways. May we, like God, care for the sick, show up for mourners, celebrate together. May we, through Jewish life and leadership, grow ourselves and our communities, and may our Board of Trustees lead us there. And we say, Amen. And so I now invite our Board of Trustees to come on up, and everyone will rise. So if you're in the congregation able, I invite